Basketball Association, man. About to introduce another overseas team, Alba Berlin. About to see what these guys got going, man. They got a couple of users as well. I believe 3 users to be exact. Christian Ross, Christian Jackson, and Sean Duncan. Yeah. So we're about to see what these guys are looking like right now. Bear with me. Let me get these links out to the Discord chat so these players can know that we live. Let me get a hashtag Noti Gang for the guys that get the live notification from the YouTube, man. Shout out to my Noti Gang guys. Here we go. Let's start it up. Let's get it going. Got the links out in the chat. I'm interested to see what Alba Berlin is looking like. Patrick Vince in the building. Shout out to my guy PV. He's a dedicated member all the way out in Croatia, man. He ain't getting no sleep just to watch some SBA action. But I'm going to start by saying I like Alba Berlin's jerseys for sure. These jerseys is fire. Christian Ross with a nice take in a basket. Okay, Christian. Christian been real eager to get out on the court. Been in the chat every day like, what's up? When Berlin is up. And he's looking good with a basket right there. Christian Jackson with the rock. Gets it to Sean Duncan. Sean Duncan for 3. Nothing but net. Okay, Sean. Okay, Sean. See what this Berlin team got, man. Love with the hop step. Okay, nice little move right there, Love. Okay. Alba Berlin looking all right. Sean Duncan with a nice 3. Christian Ross with a nice move early. Let's see what Christian Jackson got. Jackson, pick and roll action, turnover. Sorry. Love with it. Love the Ross. We just seen Christian Ross get a basket. Let's see. Get another one. He gets it to Ross. Love. Okay, nice pick and roll action. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Love. Love look like he gonna be a nice veteran. Hold it down for this Alba Berlin team. Sean Duncan early assessment, looking like he might be the shooter. Christian Jackson, the point guard. Still got to see what he's on. Let's see. Pick and roll action. Let's see the craft. Simple. Good defense there by Whitney, though. Christian Ross. Nice dime right there from C. Ross, but the big can't finish. Christian Jackson. Alba Berlin, man, this overseas competition is heating up. I'm super excited about the season, man. We added 2 more teams. There's going to be a full 12 teams now overseas. Woof, this is going to be a long season, but we're going to knock it out. Nice move right there from Chris Jackson, but off the mark from the 3 line. Whitney with it. Pass to Macy. Macy to Ross. Christian Ross, nice pass into Macy, and Macy with the finish. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Christian Ross in this scrimmage, man. Christian Ross serving. Chris Jackson, of course, the starting point guard, but you know he's playing with the second unit right now. Sean Duncan for 3. Made the first one, can't get the second one to go. Christian Ross with it, gets it up to Love. The veteran Love with a nice pass, but a good block, good defense right there from number 8. Sean Duncan with the rock now. Let's see what Sean got. Sean is on with this second unit. Good defense by the veteran Love. Okay. Love came to play. Chris Jackson. Needing 3. Up and no good. Want to see him get a better look than that. Can't get it going up until this point. Whitney with the rock. Whitney wants the screen. Okay, double screen for Whitney. Pull back. He thinking about it. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Alba Berlin team though. They looking alright if you ask me. I like Love. I like this guy Love, the vet. The veteran Love, man. He might be the anchor for these guys, but I'm also liking what I'm seeing from the big man Macy, Christian Ross, Christian Jackson. I'm liking what I'm seeing from these guys. Nice move right there off the mark. Whitney off the mark again. Duncan with the good defensive effort. Duncan bringing it back up. They said Alba 6 or 7 seed. Nice move right there from Sean Duncan. Gets in the lane with a layup. Okay. But PV saying Alba 6 or 7 seed. What the rest of y'all think Alba looking like right now as far as seeding? They looking alright. I'm not seeing no definitive star, I feel like, right now in this scrimmage. But you never know, man. You never know. Christian Ross with a nice floater. And as I say that, man, Christian Ross has been doing some good things in this game so far. A couple of baskets from Christian Ross making it look smooth and easy right now. So, as I'm saying, I haven't seen no clear-cut leader. Christian Ross is definitely, you know, looking pretty sharp out there. Let's see what the kid got. Chris Jackson, what do you got? Nice pick and roll action, smart player, smart pass. Off the mark, though. Ross definitely might be a star for this Berlin team. Let's see, though, how everything plays out. Love, the vet. Love looking solid as well. But Christian Ross has looked smooth in this game. Gets it out to Love. Let's see. Love with the pullback. Nice move right there. Off the mark. Gets the rebound, though. Kick to the corner. Pick it. Off the mark for the 3. Sean Duncan on the board. Sean Duncan gets it to Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson with the smooth little dribble move. Pulls it out, though. Thinking things over. Nice play set up for Sean Duncan. Nice look from 3. And Sean Duncan with the tray. Okay, this bench team is starting to get active. This bench team starting to get active. This second unit. Another nice move from Chris Ross right there. Chris Ross. Okay. Chris Ross with a nice move. Chris Ross playing good, man. Underwood, the Lions. Let's see. They trying to get Chris Jackson open for 3. Tray ball, nothing but net for Chris Jackson. So, okay. So, Chris Ross and Chris Jackson can shoot it. So can Sean Duncan. So, we see Alba Berlin got some shooters. All of the users for Alba Berlin is shooters, man. They're all guards and they're all shooters. I see. 3 user guards for Alba Berlin, and they're all shooters, all playing pretty well in this scrimmage right now. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Sean Duncan getting double, gets it to Lions, or tries to, but it's still by Christian Ross. And Christian Ross has been looking like he's going to lead this team. Shout out to my guy, Ash Erickson, a.k.a. Eric Ashley, in the chat, the head of creation here in the SBA, man. It's definitely a team effort, and that's why we call it hashtag our league. Can I get a hashtag our league in the chat? And I need you guys to hit that like button if you haven't already. This Alba Berlin team looking good, though. Shout out to my guy Severio in the chat. DJ Evans in the chat. Chris Jackson with the late in. And it's Christian Jackson in the chat. Shout out to my guy with that layup there. My guy Ray Gambino is in the building. Yes, sir. The guys is pulling up. The guys are out and active. Chris Ross, nice move in the lane. Gets it to Macy. Macy off the mark. Macy, though, with the slam. Okay. Okay. Duncan with the rock. Let's see. SBA in the building, baby. We lit. The chat is active. Is this dude? Is Sean Duncan just staying here? Like, what's going on? Can we get back to the action, guys? No? 3 years later. Okay, so Sean Duncan apparently wants to triple threat for the whole practice, so. Little glitch there. Little glitch there, nothing we can't fix. Yo, that was funny. Love with the nice tough move off the mark. Sean Duncan with the rock again. Let's see if he elects to hold the ball. Chris Jackson surveying the floor, getting the play going. Chris Jackson, what you got? Okay, that's a nice look right there, Chris. And Chris Jackson knocks it down. Okay, Chris. Like what I'm seeing. Like what I'm seeing from the users of Berlin, man. The users of Berlin look good alongside Love, the vet. Love. Okay, Love. Another tough take, but good defense right there. Lions coming away with the rock. Chris Jackson. Baker. Okay, good steal right there from Macy. The big man Macy is active. Like what I'm seeing from him. Good pass on the interior. Whitley trying to go up, but Whitney blocked. Baker up to Duncan. Sean Duncan with the rock now. Double team coming, but he doms Lions for the easy layup. 18-18, man. Starters and the second unit all knotted up. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Alba Berlin looking like they're going to compete this year. Chris Ross, mid-range shot, no good. Good defense there by Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson and Chris Ross going at it right now. Both users here for this Alba Berlin team, both guards. Going at it right now. I like what I'm seeing, man. Very competitive play. And I like these jerseys, too. Sean Duncan has it in the corner. Wants the screen. Sean going to the hole. Tries to force up a layup, but the tough defense isn't going to allow that. Love bringing it up for the starting unit. Gets it out to Whitney. Good ball movement right now from Berlin. Pickett with it. Chris Ross, Love, 3-ball, no good. Chris Jackson moving it up the court. I like this Alba Berlin team. Yo, who's excited about overseas? What do y'all think, man, about overseas? How y'all feeling? 'Cause I'm feeling excited, man. I can't wait to see these overseas teams battle it out, bro. I really can't wait, bro. College season was lit. We seen all the storylines, how all the players fared and panned out. We seen how the storylines played out. It was lit. Now we in the overseas series. You got the SBA Select. We got all the overseas stars just rolling in. A lot of users. Nice steal right there from Christian Jackson on the break. Lay me easy layup. This kid Christian Jackson is competing right now against Christian Ross. And this is one of the better practices that I've seen so far. I'm not going to lie. But we got a lot of tough competition, man. Milano is stacked. SBA Select. Man, FC Barcelona. Alba Berlin. It's a lot of talent, man. CB Canarias, man. It's a lot of talent in the building for the overseas tour, man. It's going to be lit. Pickett, 3 from the corner. Off the mark. Lions on the rebound, but a steal from May. And this guy, May, has active hands. This big man, May, is very active. Gotta watch him. He may be one of them generics in this series. Chris Jackson off the screen. Chris Jackson, crossover. Floater in the lane, but Macy. Gotta watch out for this guy, Macy. This guy, Macy, look like he's going to be a problem. Very tall guy, as you can see. Looks like he's about 7'2". The kid might be a problem. And Love, the veteran Love. With the 3-pointer right there. This Berlin team, man, this Alba Berlin team might be a little higher than the 6-7 seed, man. From this practice right here, I don't know. These guys compete. Nice move right there from Sean Duncan. And I told you, man, this Alba Berlin team looking good. Alba Berlin, man, looking decent. Chris Ross. Nice move. Gets it to Whitney in the corner, but Whitney being patient, he's going to think about it. Gets it back to Chris Ross. Chris Ross to Love. Love back to Ross. Okay. Ross wants the screen from Macy now. Nice three off the screen, and Chris Ross. Cha-ching, nothing but net. Okay, Chris. Okay, Chris, hit that like button if you haven't already. We are turned, man. Overseas series is about to be active. Lions off the pick and roll. And these units are going back and forth. First string, second string. Doesn't matter for Alba Berlin. Everybody competes. Everybody eats. Christian Ross, another three. Off the screen. Off the mark, though. He's showing some signs of fatigue. Chris Jackson with the rock. Let's see what Chris Jackson got in his bag. He gets it to Sean Duncan. That's an open look. Sean Duncan off the mark, though. Macy on the rebound. Gets it to Whitney. Whitney bringing it up. What you got, Whitney? Nice pass over to Love. The veteran Love. Hesitation. Size up. Sizing his man up. Love looking to be aggressive. Go to the hole. Gets in the lane. Right hand. Scoop finish. No good. Rebound by Baker. Good defense by Baker as well. Baker showing some signs of fatigue as well. Chris Jackson with the rock. Gets it to Sean Duncan. Sean wants the double screen. Sean with a little hezzy. Gets it back to Jackson now. Jackson with the jab step. He's going left on Christian Ross. Christian Ross with the tough defense. Forces the pickup dribble. And a nice take right there. Okay. Good defense by Macy, but the offense still able to get it going. Love with the rock. Let's see what we got here, Love. Whitney for three. Off the mark. This Alba Berlin team really competing, man. I like this. Definitely like what I'm seeing from these guys. Nice step back, little floater there from Chris Jackson. Off the mark, though. 26-26. Very competitive at the halfway mark. We know that we go to game 50. How y'all feeling about Alba Berlin? Let me see how y'all feeling in the chat about Alba Berlin. Christian Ross knocking down another three. This boy Chris Ross is a problem. Good defense right there. Oh, nice pass in there to Baker. And Baker with the finish. Absolutely, Roden. Yeah, a lot of these teams got good benches, man. That shows you the depth and the talent that we got in this overseas series. And that's going to make things interesting for this draft, bro. Like, remember, only 66 people is going to be able to get drafted. I got to check the numbers. I'm going to actually check all of that today to see exactly how many people is going to get drafted. And boy, oh boy, is that going to be something. Sean Duncan with a lay-in off the mark. Whitney with it. Whitney to Christian Ross. Christian Ross, tray ball, no good. Got a good look, and he can knock it down as he's shown. But that one off the mark. Chris Jackson, spin move out of bounds. Just doing a little too much right there for Chris Jackson. Whitney with it, gets it to Love. Love to Macy. Macy to Ross. Ross, another good look from three. Off the mark, though. Let's see if this bench could tie this thing up or get one step closer to that lead. Sean Duncan a little tired now, too. Off the screen, though. Double crossover, tween. He's looking to get something going in the paint. Forces up a tough shot, and it's good. Good defense there by Whitney, but a better offensive effort from Sean Duncan. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Sean Duncan as well. Love with a tough layup. Off the mark. Macy with the board, though. This kid Macy is looking all right. Like the big man Macy for Alba Berlin. Christian Ross leaning three. Off the screen, off the mark, though. Christian Jackson going to the hole. Nice move. Up and under for Chris Jackson, but off the mark. If he would have finished that, that would have been fire. They got 3 users. Sean Duncan is a user, Christian Ross is a user, and Christian Jackson is a user. Love, midi, off the mark, rebounded by Underwood. Underwood to Baker. Duncan with the rock, gets it to Jackson. Jackson in the corner for the Tracy, back of the rim, no good. Whitney. Off the screen, Love. Thinks it over. Step back 3 now. No good. 31-30, man. Sean Duncan, nice pass on the inside to Baker. Baker with the slam. And this second unit is hooping, man. This second unit of Alba Berlin is hooping. Alba Berlin is another tough team. Mark my word. I'm liking what I'm seeing in this practice session, man. They are competing. A lot of talent on this team, man. Like the big man Macy, all of their users is looking good. The fatigue is definitely settling in. Pardon me. Chris Jackson, leaning shot, tough shot. But Christian Jackson gets it to go. Pardon me, guys. Christian Jackson and Christian Ross is going at it, man. These guys have been competing. I've been liking what I'm seeing from the users here. Nice move right there from Whitney. But still doesn't get enough space. These 2 guards are going at it. Christian Ross with another leaning 3 off the mark. Trying to do his best impression of Bloody Bledsoe. Seen some guys say that in the chat earlier. Chris Jackson brings it back now. Looking to set up a player. Look like they want the double screen for Sean Duncan. Sean Duncan off the double. But Whitney is right there on defense. Sean Duncan wants to screen now. Pick and roll action. Lions. Tough layup in the lane. But no. Good defense. And rebound by Macy. Off the screen. Christian Ross thinks about the step back shot. Keeps his dribble though. Tough layup. In and out. Chris Jackson with the rock, slowing it down, spinning out, trying to set up a play here for his team. Okay, now he wants to isolate. Nice size up move. Gets by the defender, floater in that lane, and Chris Jackson is competing. Like I said, the point guard, starting point guard at Alba Berlin. Chris Jackson looking good in this one. Him and Sean Duncan is leading this second unit right now. Both of them users. Chris Ross looking to go right back at Chris. Has nothing doing. Kicks it out to Love, who kicks it to Whitney. Let's see what Whitney got. Tray ball, Whitney off the screen. No good. This team is tired. All these guys are tired. That's how much they've been competing, man. This has been a back and forth. Good, just all around matchup. Not too much offense, not too much defense. Very balanced. Just look like a very good team. And the starting point guard, Chris Jackson, looking good. Hitting another 3 ball right there. Christian Jackson looking real smooth, man. Him, Chris Ross, and Sean Duncan really look like they play well off of each other. Whitney with the rock. Let's see what Whitney got. These guys are tired. 3-pointer from Love on the way. No good. Rebounded Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson to Duncan. Let's see what Sean Duncan gets it to Chris Jackson again. Chris Jackson with another move. And a basket from Chris Jackson. He says, come on, let's do it again. Let's keep it going. Second unit up by 10 right now. Chris Jackson in his bag. Him and Christian Ross has been going at it in this one. Nice pass on the interior right there. Almost stolen away. But it's going to stay here. Yellow's ball. No, they're going to say it's blue ball. Okay. Okay, great defensive effort right there from the second unit. The second unit hooping. Of course, being led by the starting point guard, though, Christian Jackson. Christian Jackson wants to take a lead in 3 now, but off the mark. Both of these young guards trying to do the Bloody Bledsoe, but to no avail. Whitney thinks about the 3. Kicks it out. Chris Ross. Chris Ross to pick it. Pickett gets it down to Macy. Macy has the mismatch. Macy, you got to finish that. And he does. Jump hook over the smaller Chris Jackson. I need you guys to hit that like button if you haven't already, man. Alba Berlin doing their thing. 41-33. Second unit is winning. Being led by the starting point guard, though, Chris Jackson. This kid is showing that he's going to be a player to watch in this series. Nice pass on the interior lines. About to slam it home, but good defense there from Macy. Good defense from Chris Jackson with the steal. I'm liking this, what I'm seeing from this kid, Chris Jackson. Active hands on defense. Definitely could shoot it on the offensive end. Solid point guard, man. Christian Jackson, another nice look from three. Lines it up, and it is good. That kid is money. If he's open, it is money. Macy with it, gets it to Ross. Ross pulled back, goes up for the layup, off the mark though. Chris Jackson looking like a problem. Him and Sean Duncan. Sean Duncan, tough layup in the lane, no good, but gets the rebound, kicks it out to Baker. Sean Duncan playing tough. Misses his own shot, gets his own rebound. Underwood with it. Underwood back to Duncan. Jackson now wants the ISO against Whitney. Now gets it to Duncan. Duncan going on Christian Ross. Sean Duncan blocked away. Gets his own board though. Passes it out to Chris Jackson. And Chris Jackson on the catch and shoot. Hits another three-pointer. Chris Jackson putting on a show in this practice here. Alba Berlin got themselves a nice young point guard, man. Know the Alba Berlin fans are going to be excited to see Chris Jackson play after this practice. Sean Duncan now with it. Gets it back to Sean, like, go. Christian Jackson says, go ahead. Sean Duncan with the little floater off the mark. Love now with the rock. Love, what you got? Show us something. Love with the nice move right there. And the veteran Love, man. You got to watch this guy. This guy is deceptive. This guy can shoot it. He can do a lot of things. Knocked down, three-pointer, no good from Chris Jackson. Whitney, tough layup, no good. Baker with the rock. Duncan with a nice tough layup off the mark though. Love with a spin. Love step back, spin, step back shot. Spin into the step back shot, pardon me, off the mark though. This second unit looking like they're trying to come away with a victory here in this team scrimmage. Let's see how that works out for them. Chris Jackson with the rock. He wants the screen. Can Chris Jackson take it home for the game? Off the mark, though, from Chris Jackson. Chris Ross to Love. Looks like they want Love to get the minute. Love with the nice size up. Tough layup. Over two. No good. They got Sorry Miss Jackson. Chris Jackson already got himself a theme song, man. The fans is loving it. The SBA guys are loving it, man. They respect your game. They're already giving you a theme song. Sorry Miss Jackson. I'm gonna have to say cue the music. Sorry Miss Jackson. When Christian Ross is going crazy. Mama, you got a bad son. Macy taking advantage of the little guy again. And I like what I'm seeing from Macy, taking advantage of the mismatch. Whenever he has a smaller guy on him, he's making him pay. He's playing good defense. Got to keep my eye on that big man Macy, man. He's looking good. Duncan off the screen. Duncan, nice low floater off the mark. Macy with the board. Macy to Ross. Let's see if Christian Ross could get this team back in it. Ross to Love. Both teams very tired. You can tell. Three-pointer from Love, the veteran Love, hitting the three. And now the starters are trying to knock on the door, down 7. Let's see if the bench could close the show. Sean Duncan wants the screen. Sean Duncan for the game. Leaner. Ooh. In and out. That was for the game. Second unit could have ran away with a win. The 6-man Sean Duncan just off the mark. Love with the rock. Love gets it to Pickett. Pickett out to Ross. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Alba Berlin team, man. Though they looking real good. And Christian Ross, what a tough leaning midi. Christian Ross is competing. Him and Christian Jackson have been going at each other all practice long. That's what you love to see out of the young guards, man. These young guards, Christian Ross and Christian Jackson, have been going at it. Now imagine when they're on the same team. They're both starters at the 1 and the 2. Christian Jackson for the game. No good. Trying to go right back at Christian Ross to end it. That would have been crazy. But now he gives Christian Ross an opportunity. Let's see if Christian Ross could take advantage of the opportunity. Off the screen, what do you got? Christian Ross looking to be aggressive. Nice move in the lane. Nice bump. Ooh. Just misses the finger roll. Good defense by Christian Jackson. These guards are trying to go at each other. Jackson wants the ball now. Jackson says it's my turn. No, he gets it to Duncan. Sean Duncan looking to be aggressive. Sean Duncan, couple of moves, elects to pass it out. Sean out to Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson looking to be aggressive. Double team coming though. Gets the ball out to Underwood. Underwood with a little hezzy. Underwood, what do you have? Let us see something. Underwood kicks it out to Baker. Nothing doing for him. Sean Duncan taking the veteran Love. Tough layup. Macy sends it away. Good help defense by Macy. But that was a nasty slow move right there from Sean Duncan. Ew. Whitney with the rock. Whitney to Love. Okay, Love to Ross. Ross off the screen. Let's see. Ross, tray ball. Moving 3. No good. Ross been trying to use that leaner, man. Just hasn't really been working out for him so far. Off the mark on the floater right there. Love with the rock. Love pick and roll with Macy. Good defense though by the second unit. The first team have been drawing up some pretty nice plays, but the second unit just showing a lot of defensive effort. Chris Jackson for the game again, but back of the ring clinks out. Who wants it more? Facts, man. This has been a good scrimmage. These guys are going at it. Neither team giving the other an inch. Pickett. Good defense right there from Underwood. Love. Love looking to go on. Oh, God. Nice tough move from Love. And a veteran with a nice tough move to the left-hand layup. I told you got to watch Love. That guy can go and get a bucket. Alba Berlin is looking super competitive, guys. Duncan. Nice little double crossover. Tough layup. No good. The starting unit is starting to clamp down. Whitney with it. He's setting the play up. It looks like they want Ross off the screen. Nothing doing for Ross. But Ross wants a pick up top. He says let's get some pick and roll action. But good defense right there by Lions. And now Jackson with a chance here. Will Jackson try to end it? Or will he just try to get a basket here for his team? Underwood. Jackson, 3-ball. Lines it up. No good. Good defense there by Christian Ross. Both of these teams tired. Trying to do all they can to will a win in here. Let's see who comes out on top. Will it be the second unit or the starters? These teams are really battling. This Alba Berlin team is going to be tough. I'm telling you. Look like they trying to tell Macy to bring it home. Nice move from Macy. Gets him in the air. But no. Brings it back out. Chris Ross with it. Chris Ross passed to Pickett. Pickett to Whitney. Look, both teams just locking in on defense. It is a chess match on the court right now. Good ball movement. Christian Ross lines up a 3, and it is good. Christian Ross ties it up. The starters come all the way back. It is tied up at 47. Sean Duncan, tough move. Layup in the lane. Off the mark, but gets his own rebound, but misses again. Oh, my God. Sean Duncan got to hit that. Got to hit that second one off the rebound. That was tough. Whitney for the game. Back of the rim. Off the mark. Baker with the board. Chris Jackson to Underwood. Chris Jackson wants it back. He has the veteran love on him. This Alba Berlin team has been whooping, man. Oh, Duncan off the mark. What a nice mid-range shot. He can hit that, but just off the mark. This Alba Berlin team is looking like it's going to be very competitive in this overseas series, man. Chris Ross with it. Gets it out to Pickett. Pickett back to Ross. Screen. Ross. Jump shot. Off the mark. Chris Jackson. Pushing it up the floor. He gets it to Baker. Baker back to Jackson. Duncan now with the rock. Duncan to Baker. Underwood. Chris Jackson in the corner. Oh, they double him. Underwood trying to end it. Air ball. Ew. Underwood. Underwood thought he had a moment. Tried to go for the game and shot an air ball. Macy looking to be aggressive. Nice tough move right there from Macy. And the big man taking matters into his own hands. Both teams in a scoring drought. A lot of defense for a while. Macy with a jolt of energy trying to get this thing over with. The starters work their way all the way back. And now one basket can win it all for the starters. Chris Jackson, what are you going to do about that? Chris Jackson, nice pick and roll action with Underwood. And clutch right there. Christian Jackson orchestrating a basket for Underwood. And we are tied at point game. Let's see who could get the final basket. Next basket wins. Love with it. Looks like they want the vet to bring it home. Love off the screen from Pickett. Love to Pickett now. Pickett, tough layup over Underwood. And Underwood with the great defensive effort gets it out to Sean Duncan. Uh-oh. Can the bench end it? Sean Duncan steps out of bounds. He felt like Whitney pushed him, but coach said he has to be tougher than that. Out of bounds, yellow ball. Both teams scrapping it out. Both teams fatigue. Who will get the last basket here? Whitney gets it to Macy. Macy turnaround layup, and that is the game. The starters came all the way back and won the game. It is Macy taking over late in the game for Alba Berlin starting unit to get them the victory. Russ Macy, 20 points, 17 rebounds, 2 steals, and 7 blocks. Russ Macy, 10 of 13 from the field. The big man was doing it all in this one, man. And Russ Macy is a guy that you're going to have to watch. The big Russ Macy for Alba Berlin. Christian Ross, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 7 of 18 from the field, 3 of 9 from the three-point line. Christian Ross was looking good in this practice. Him and Christian Jackson was going right at each other. Had to love the effort from those guys. It was fun to watch. Then the veteran Jonathan Love, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 of 20 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. A pretty good practice from him. Seen a lot of good things from the veteran Jonathan Love. And I know he's going to be a pivotal part of this Alba Berlin team. Reed Whitney with 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Chris Jackson, pardon me. Chris Jackson, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Him and Christian Ross were going at it. Both of these dudes were competing. And if you're Alba Berlin, I know you love what you saw from your young guards in this one, man. Both of these guys doing their thing, making some tough shots, hitting a 3-ball with some comfort. Like what I seen from this young guy here. Sean Duncan also showed us some great flashes. Double-double for Sean Duncan. 12 points, 10 rebounds for the shooting guard. 5 assists. 5 of 24 from the field. 2 of 7 from the three-point line. But we know when that fatigue started to set in, these guys had to fight through it. And, of course, it is practice. But it still was a pretty decent practice here for Sean Duncan. Homer Lyons, the backup center, had a pretty good night as well. Big Russ was a tall task, but they were also battling. He did some pretty good things as well. Let me get into these highlights, though, for the user players. Got to start with the winners. So let me go back to Chris Ross. So my guy Chris Ross, his highlights. Got the win in the scrimmage today with the first team. Made some tough shots. Showed that he can be a shot maker and a shot taker and a shot maker. Chris Ross, man, like what I saw from the kid. Like what I saw from Alba Berlin as a whole, man. These guys looked good. Chris Ross definitely looking confident. Let's go. Chris Jackson now for the second unit. Actually a starter, but you know they put the starting point guard on with the second unit. Played very well. Him and Christian Ross was right at each other. He was hitting the 3-ball with ease. If he was open, it was knocked down. He was being aggressive, getting some lays in the lane as well. But the 3-point shot was the most impressive thing that I saw from Chris Jackson in this scrimmage. Also, just the shot IQ as well. You know, he took some good shots at the right time. You know, but definitely was impressed with his shot. Definitely. Sean Duncan, tough guard. I would say nice size, tough guard, man. Could shoot it, can go to the hole. He can do everything pretty well. Pretty good rebounder for his size as well. As you can see there in his highlights, but he can shoot. He can go to the hole. Pretty balanced player, man. Young guy too, so I think Alba Berlin got something to build on, man. They got a nice young core. Who knows if they could even get this young core to stick around for a couple of years, they could definitely stack up some overseas trophies in the future. But you know these guys got a lot of potential, so you know these guys may definitely hit up the SBA draft. But this team does have a lot of young potential. Gonna love to see how they fare, you know, during this overseas tour. But I like what I seen from Alba Berlin, man. I need you guys to hit that like button if you haven't already. We could watch some Big Russ highlights, man, while I do this little closing. But I like what I seen from Alba Berlin, man. Alba Berlin definitely has a lot of potential. A lot of potential in their young guards for sure. I think that they could develop special alongside each other. They got a nice, unique unit. And it's going to be fun to see how some storylines, like, you know, go in this overseas tour. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Let me get a hashtag our league before we get out of here. But it's your boy Kamish Moolah, man, and you know how we do. It's been lit doing these introductions. I'm getting hype with the overseas. I cannot wait till we get this thing started. Still got a lot of teams to cover with the intro practice. But as soon as we get those done, man, we headed right into the season, man. Shout out to all the guys. This was a very competitive matchup. I didn't do the team chart. I'll show you guys the team chart. Won't really talk over it too much, because we did a lot of speaking. But shout out to all you guys in the chat, man. I'm being in the Discord. Might load up one more team. I don't know how I'm feeling. Let me go hydrate for a minute and see how I'm feeling. Might load up one more team and do one more introductory practice before we call it a night. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, though. Hit that like button. It's your boy, Kamish Moolah, and this is the Simulation Basketball Association. This was the introduction and practice for Alba Berlin and our overseas tour, man. Appreciate you for rocking with us. I'm out.